Here I am with the last box of white hydrangeas that I have to put in water until tomorrow. This is the last box, and here I have the other one that I put before. I have 5 buckets, and in each one I put 25 stems. So I do it that way because I don't want to start to counting again at the next day that I have to come back to do the centerpieces. Actually, tomorrow I have to change the color of these hydrangeas. They're gonna be turquoise, blue, light blue, maybe some touch of teal, but that's the way how they look today. They have a little green because that means they are fresh. And okay, the only thing that I have to do now is finish with my last box of white hydrangeas. And let me show you here. I have all the oasis already wet, but I have to, before I leave, I have to add a little bit more water in each one because I don't want to have any problem with the AC. The AC is gonna start to dry up my oasis. I don't want to have that kind of problem. Even the wedding is not tomorrow, the wedding is 2 days ahead. So I still have 48 hours until the wedding, but I do prefer start doing with this kind of work as soon as possible. So in that way I'm gonna be sure that the oasis is gonna be really wet. Okay, the next steps is showing you how the white hydrangeas look tomorrow when they already drink all the water that they need. Okay, see you, bye bye. I'm gonna start painting the hydrangeas, and the main color for this wedding is turquoise. But when we made the proof to pick the color, the turquoise, it doesn't look so turquoise as the bride wanted, so I decided to use this one, this large spark blue. But it doesn't matter which one is the main color, you always have to have at least 3 or 4 different shades of the same color. So what I have here is ice blue, turquoise, large spruce blue, and I have pickup, but this color is transparent. So I'm not gonna use all of them in each flowers, but I'm gonna mix the color because I assume, or I think that's the best way to help the flowers to look natural. Well, the first thing that you have to do is count the flowers. That's the flowers that I put yesterday in water. They are a little bit bigger. It still has a hint of green, but it doesn't matter when I change, when I move one stem for another bucket, because I have to paint, I have to change the color. They're gonna keep growing and growing. That is something that you only have to think about it. Well, I have to use my glove. Don't forget, use always your glove. It's not gonna be a mess. Your hands are gonna have full of color. I'm gonna tie my hair, and I'm gonna cover my hair and use a apron. Okay, I see you in the back to start painting the flowers. As I told you yesterday, I put 25 stems in each bucket. So I make the count of how many hydrangeas do I have to change the color, and those are 96. That's all that I have to paint. So I move to the back 4 buckets, as you can see here, 2 over there and 2 over there, and I remove from one bucket just 4 stems. So in that way I do not have to start to counting again how many hydrangeas do I have to paint. And also I decided that I'm going to have 2 different kind of turquoise. So I know that there will be 2 buckets with one kind of blue turquoise and another one with another kind of turquoise. Okay, I'm gonna start to paint it right now. Well, this is gonna be a little bit complicated. There are a bunch of noises around here, but I'm gonna do the best that I can. Okay, the first thing that you don't have to do is use one color. I paint all the flowers inside the bucket, so you don't have to do and that's it, I paint it. No, because if you do that, there will be part of the flower that they have no color. So this is gonna be painted, but over here there will be no color. That's not the reality. So that's the first point. The second point is you have to make all the experiment until you realize which one is gonna be the real one. So always has to start with a lighter blue. I'm gonna start with this color. This is like the foundation color, because the flowers, they don't have just one color. They have different shades of color. So now I'm gonna start with this one. The darker, I never spray the color over the flower in that way. I do always in this way. And I will tell you why. Because in this way, I can only or almost paint the edge of the petals of the flowers. If I do it this way, it's gonna be just one color, and I don't like that feeling. That I don't like that look. Okay, and then you have to have another bucket to start to start moving the flowers over here. I'm gonna do it one more time. I like how it look in this way, but let me try with a light turquoise. Sorry. I like this one, but she didn't like it. So in this case, I am gonna use only one color because I really like how it look. You see, I didn't spray the color directly on the top of the flowers, because if I do that, I'm not gonna get this smooth transfer from the white to the color, to the edge of the petal that have a different color. So don't do it in this way, do it in that way, always in this way, and you're gonna get a very good look. Also remember, these flowers I have to start to working with this tomorrow, not today. So they're gonna be a little bit white, more white tomorrow, because they are gonna keep blooming. Okay, I'm gonna move forward with the 96 stems that I have to paint, and then I will show you the results. Okay, see you later. Thank you. Well, here I am again. These flowers are being in water for 2 days in a row, and I painted, I dyed yesterday, and they are looking really good, as I thought it's gonna be. I already have my roses, my spray roses, and some fillers that I need for this wedding. So I'm gonna start to working with the flowers, and they're gonna keep blooming and getting bigger. I already have prepared the oasis for the centerpieces. This wedding is gonna have 2 different designs by using the same flowers, because she has 11 table plus the place card table. So in one table there will be a big bowl. It's not big, it's a medium-sized bowl set on the top of a clear cylinder base, and the other design is gonna have 3 bases. One of them is gonna hold a medium-sized bouquet surrounded by floating candles and votive candles. And here I have the flower for the pew. This has to be in the aisle. There will be 12 mason jars with the same flowers that we are working. I already have has done that, because I need to prepare everything and get clean the space before I start to working with the centerpieces. The first centerpieces that I'm gonna do, it's gonna be for the place card table, and that is the big one. So what I usually do, I set a tall bucket, I set upside down, and I do that because usually the centerpiece is gonna be set in a tall cylinder, clear cylinder. So I don't want to leave empty spot in this section of the design, because the people is gonna see the hole. So it has to be rounded, and I don't want to leave anything uncovered. So in this way, nothing is gonna stop me to put flowers here and to cover the mechanic of the design. I'm gonna start to do them right now. I have to grab the flowers in an order that I decided before. For this centerpiece, I have to use 15 hydrangeas. So all of them will have different shades of blue. I have 5 from one color. I have another 5, And also I keep 5 in white color. I'm gonna start working with the hydrangeas. For the lower portion of the centerpiece, I always look for hydrangeas that have this shape. That's the way I'm gonna cover the mechanic. And I leave the leaf. I keep the leaf the most that I can. I like how the designs look with the leaf. Well, now that I put the first row, I have to cover the rest of the oasis. And I'm gonna be thinking, what's the color I didn't put first. Remember that you have to leave a spot for the other flowers that we will use it. In this case will be roses and spray roses. Okay, and now on the top. These flowers also tomorrow they will be bigger than today. So if you see some spot that you believe you are not gonna cover, that you feel is gonna be impossible to cover, don't worry. This wedding is tomorrow and still have green spot among the flowers. That means that the flowers is really fresh. Look over here, I don't know if you can see this spot. I didn't paint it, it's a natural green that's gonna be bigger tomorrow. Well, I used to put the bigger flowers first and then I start with the other one. So, okay. I don't remove all the leaf. I don't do that. It's gonna help me to make them look more romantic or natural. Okay. I think this is too long. Well, it doesn't matter. Well, I cover the lower portion of the arrangement, and now I'm gonna start moving up the roses. Too tight. One more here. The next flowers are the spray roses. Okay. I have to look for those spots that probably is gonna, they're gonna that I have to cover. Sometimes it's complicated work and talk. Look at this. I like to put the roses and the spread roses together. I'm not just only thinking that I have to fill the holes. I'm thinking that I want it to look beautiful and natural. Tomorrow, this hole is gonna totally disappear, totally like that. So don't be worried about that. I don't like this too long. My goodness. I know there are people that say, oh, you can't remove the hydrangeas, if not, it's gonna die tomorrow. No, it's not gonna die. If the flowers is fresh, I never have that problem before. So, well, okay, you don't want to be here, that's it. Perfect. And you're too outside. I like it more. Okay, you too. Perfect. And I still have more roses to put in here. I like this spot, and I like over here. Right here. Yes. And that's it. One centerpiece is all ready. This is the big one. The other one has to be smaller. Okay, these flowers is gonna get bigger tomorrow. I will keep working with the other one that it has to be a little bit smaller.